Water is the foundation of life on Earth, flowing through every living thing. We drink it, we grow our crops with it, and we power our industries. From the beginning of time, cities have risen beside rivers, lakes, and coasts. Fresh water is precious and limited, and without it, civilization would collapse. More than 97% of all the water on Earth is trapped in the oceans, undrinkable for humans. But why are the oceans salty in the first place? The answer goes back millions of years. For countless ages, rivers have carried minerals and broken rocks into the seas. Every drop delivered grains of salt and other dissolved elements to the water. Slowly, over time, the oceans turned into giant basins filled with salt. That salt is not a burden, but the very lifeblood that allows marine ecosystems to thrive. But imagine if in a single moment, all of that salt suddenly disappeared. The oceans, covering nearly 2/3 of Earth's surface, would become fresh water. At first, it might seem like paradise, an endless supply of drinkable water. Cities could draw pipelines straight to the sea, tapping it like a bottomless reservoir. Farmers would have limitless water to irrigate their fields and grow abundant crops. Yet the instant the salt was gone, life in the oceans would begin to collapse. Fish, plankton, and countless tiny organisms simply cannot survive without salinity. Coral reefs, once full of color and life, would bleach white and crumble into ruins. Whales and dolphins would struggle desperately, starving in empty, lifeless waters. Beaches everywhere would fill with the bodies of marine creatures washed ashore. But the disaster would not stop with biology. It would spread to the entire planet. Ocean currents, like the mighty Gulf Stream, rely on salt to keep moving. Without them, Earth's climate system would unravel into chaos. Europe would sink into brutal winters, far colder than anything we know today. Africa would dry under endless droughts, rivers shrinking to cracked beds of dust. Asia would drown beneath catastrophic floods, swallowing entire landscapes. Storms and hurricanes would become stronger, fiercer, and more destructive. Rising seas would creep inland, swallowing entire coastal cities. Millions of people would be forced to abandon their homes forever. Humanity would face a refugee crisis larger than the world has ever seen. Agriculture would collapse as the weather turned violent and unpredictable. Fisheries that once fed billions of people would vanish overnight without a trace. Global trade built upon the oceans would grind to a silent halt. Conflicts and wars would erupt over the last remaining resources on land. Earth itself would grow colder, drier, and more unstable with every passing year. Humanity might try to adapt with machines, science, and technology. Gigantic industrial projects could attempt to pour salt back into the oceans. Futuristic cities might rise with vast aquafarms fed by limitless fresh water. But the oceans themselves would remain barren, empty deserts of water. Humanity could endure, but the world around us would be far less alive. Fresh water everywhere may sound like a dream come true. But nature's balance is fragile, shaped carefully over millions of years. Without salt, our oceans would lose their power to sustain life itself. Earth would no longer shine as the vibrant blue planet we know. So what if all the seawater became fresh water? The truth is we might not survive it.